Welcome back to the Sheffield Wednesday past and present road to glory within FC25. Today we've got some exciting evolutions to start. We've got some squad battle rewards and we're just going to keep progressing through this RTG. Obviously we've had a great setup with some of our purchases here. We've had, unfortunately, the rewards we can't do too much about. The season pass players, we can't play them. They're not in the system. We can't really do any of the objectives either. So we've got the road to the knockouts promo, but what we can't do is make use of any of those players. I'm hoping Versailles, Deli Basharu gets something because Lazio are obviously in the, is it the Europa Conference League? So there might be something there with him that we could eventually get in. But we have Sprint Supreme to start us off and Power Surge. Now, there is another Evo in this episode, the one that comes in a little bit later, but Power Surge caused me a lot of trouble in my brain because I was like, who do we go with? I originally liked Tavernier. He only goes up to 82. It's not great. But players like Vardy, it's a different world. He becomes fast. He becomes very usable. And it's not just him. There's only one of these. If we put that Chalobah in, he'd become 82 as well once he's fully evoed. We could make Barry Bannon half decent to use, and that is tempting. But I look at our midfield at the minute of Barkley, who's 78 anyway, and Chalobah, who's going to be 77 or whatever he is by the evolution completion, the octopus. I'm not sure. Masaba could become fairly usable, but I think I'm going to wait a little bit to boost Masaba to bring him in because we've obviously got Murphy on the right wing at the minute. And look at Murphy. Murphy becomes really usable. The first update alone, the upgrade here, gives him plus stats on everything. And then you get to the end and is that sort of 82 rated player. And he just looks like the best option for this at this stage. Something changes later on. I asked you guys on my stream as well. I showed you these options. I streamed a recent game of football with Wednesday playing, and you guys said, hey, go for Murphy. That was the overloading sort of thought. So that is in my brain, but something's changed since then. Some of you told me that you did Jamal Lowe, and don't get me wrong, he looks quite good. Into the preview packs that we always do every single day on this career, just in case we get something. It's not a career, it's an ultimate team. You know what I mean, on this RTG. We don't get anything great that day. I should have probably looked more at that Hull City kit, but I think it wasn't worth too much. And this is just a 75 plus player 2-pack, by the way, that you're getting out of all the objectives at the minute. And that is a walkout for Barcelona. It is Garagio or Gajaro. Patry here, good old Patry, 88, nice bit of fodder, untradeable, so we can keep it in case we get any good sort of SBCs that are relevant to us later on. We also have a 75 plus player pack here, which isn't quite as good. But the Octopus is coming along well. I've done a lot of games off camera, obviously a lot of squad battles, a few rivals to get us going with the new rivals, but mainly squad battles to get us through the completion. This is just one of the rivals I jumped into, trying to get Chalobah's thing completed. Antonio puts us a goal up here. Don't get me wrong, as we're going through the divisions, it is a bit trickier with these players, but we're still holding our own. I think getting to the champs is possible in the next week or so. I think if we do well in rivals this week, that Thuram's been doing my head in, by the way, so that's the slight problem. I don't think we'll qualify for champs, but I think we'll get to enough points to give it a good go, and that'll be a cool video in itself. But look at Gassama here. He absolutely does this team. He's got Thuram, he's got all the meta players. And even with 65 rated Jedi Gassama, we're doing all right. That wasn't bad. I've changed the formation slightly. I think we've gone for a little bit more of a press here during this match, but it puts us 2-1 up. That's our first win in Rivals for the week. And that, after a couple more games off camera as well, is the completion of Chalobah. Look at this card now. For this stage of the game, he is very, very useful. And we've got Relentless on him now, which is going to be very, very cool in terms of his stamina. His stamina is not going to be draining all of the time now, which is appreciated. And this is what I was mentioning earlier, actually. When I said he fits in it, he becomes ridiculous. He is very tempting, don't get me wrong, because he's a ridiculous player in that. But we also have this Club Legend one. Now, this was an objective for playing a certain amount of games. Who in our squad should get the Club Legend Evo? Let me know in the comments. Who do you think it's going to be? And let's think of it relevant to this career rather than who's actually a club legend, because otherwise you're all going to say Bannon, because I'd agree. But think about it in terms of who you've watched in this career. Pinnock from a pack there. We've obviously got the season pass. The good thing about doing the career mode on this account as well is we get the overall season progress points. This isn't a walkout here. I've got used to seeing the two little lines now, so I know what's not a walkout. But we decide to go for Bernard for the Sprint Supreme, purely because I like him. I like using him. You know, it's not going to max out his pace, but it will max him out to the maximum potential that it can. So his sprint speed will go to 78 and it takes his acceleration up to 71, which will be a lot better than where he currently is when we go through there. It looks like we're going to finish in Gold 1, but I want to ensure that we've still got the featured games to play, so we'll just do them on professional, because Gold 1 for this career at the minute, for this RTG, is absolutely fine. So I just want to make sure that we basically boss these couple of games, and then overnight for the squad battle rewards, we sit quite nicely there. Also, just to mention, I know a lot of people find these videos later. The support for this series, obviously, has been great. But look at that. Look at that. That's some FIFA. Wonderful stuff. But as I was saying, yeah, please do like this. I'm basing this now based off seeing how many people like the videos, because the views aren't going to be amazing anymore. They never are on multi-series on EFC. Everyone's interest drops off. However, I know there is a core of you that watch all of these and you enjoy them. So please like the video, because that's how I tell that it's worth still carrying on with the series. I'm really enjoying this one. As you can see, this is an absolute... We're going up against Van Dijk with Vardy and the like, so it's not going to be the easiest thing, but we're sort of holding our own against the... This is always the harder one, the featured squad, because they usually have half decent chemistry, whereas the team of the week, you can usually put 7 past them. But this one's a little bit trickier. It's 2-1 for a lot of the game here. We're in the second half here, but Vardy cuts round nicely, and then I go for the shot rather than the pass, not taking any risks, making it 3-1. You've just got to make sure you win these. You can't throw the points away against the featured squad. It's an easy sort of plus 3,000 odd points, 3,400 points or whatever it is for doing them both on professional, so it's worth it. And then Antonio slots it home there to make it 4-1, and it's pretty much just, it's quite easy after this. That's a fantastic goal with the outside of his foot. And I do like doing that celebration with Antonio. He's currently feeling like the club legend for me, I'm not going to lie. They do get a goal back, though. 2 awful goals to concede, but that's 1,700 points that pushes towards Elite 3. We won't stay in Elite 3 even if we get there. But it's also putting stats on Bernard here, which is what we want. We want the games for him. That's really annoying, actually. You know, they've put like win games and they've put clean sheets. When you're doing an RTG and you're playing like Rush, it says, oh, you can do this in Rush. But Rush is so bad. It's just so bad. And we score a lot of... Spoiler, we score a lot of goals against the team of the week. I could have probably put this on a couple of difficulties higher, but I just wanted to secure the points because we needed them. But this was very, very easy. It was genuinely like, these are the great players in the team of the week, but the chemistry just meant that we absolutely ripped them apart. Look at Gassama's run here. Look at how much space he's got, and he's through. And Gassama scores. So Gassama's got a few goals for us now. We have players with over 50 appearances for us. I think everybody pretty much in the starter team has got over 50 appearances for us now. You've not obviously seen them all on camera because I've played a few rivals and a few squad battles off camera. But we also aren't going to underestimate the SBCs. I can't, after we packed a hero in our first episode or second episode, we can't underestimate marquee matchups. So keep doing them. I think you've still got a day or so to do them at the time of watching this video. We are going to try and get tradable players that are half decent. I must say they're a bit poor this week, the marquee matchups. The rewards aren't as good. It's like mixed players packs. And was it like a prime players pack or a premium players pack we had last time? They've not really give us much in the marquee matchups, but they are technically easier. I think we spend about 2,000 coins total to do the marquee matchups this week, so it's not too bad. And obviously you get tradable players, you could still always hit something good, and the lower 80s are still good at the minute. Have you got anything good out of your marquee matchups? It'd be interesting to know. And what's also interesting, how are your RTGs going? And I've seen a lot on Twitter. I'm seeing a lot of people doing just a present Sheffield Wednesday RTG. I will say most of you are wisely doing that as a secondary team so you can actually enjoy the game too. That's what I did last year. I had just present Wednesday players and I evoed them throughout the whole year, but I also had my main team running with any players that I wanted. But this is a very strict past and present RTG. I can only use those players. and I don't have another team, so all the rewards we get on the account are this. But these are the rewards we get out of here. We get nothing too fantastic, no walkouts or anything, so a little bit disappointing on that. But there's, you know, we could always pack another hero. I'd take an Inform. I don't think we've even got an Inform on that one, but Gavi, he baited me. I thought that could have been Pedri, but then without that sort of like, is he a walkout this year, Pedri? He probably is. And then we've got the likes of Road to the Knockouts here. Now, what I think I'm going to do, we can't complete this. This is annoying. We can't, like, get fodder players. That's the one thing on past and present RTGs. We don't have 3 Argentinian players to do victory path, so we aren't going to do that. And technically, we don't have an Argentinian striker. We have one Argentinian player that's eligible for Sheffield Wednesday, and it's Martinez is in net. So I can get this 500 season points. Do you know what I'm going to do? At some point, I'm going to stick Martinez up front and score 10 goals with him in some squad battles on semi-pro. That's how you do it if you're following the rules. Not going to do it just yet, but that is what's going to happen. I'm going to try Bernard in Rush. I'm going to try and get the wins that is needed in Rush, but I'll be honest, I do this for quite a while. It doesn't go well. I actually, off camera, give my mate a message and say, can we jump in co-op? So I've got a teammate, and even me and him were struggling because nobody would pass to the both of us, and we were only scoring when we were passing to each other. So, yeah, it's not fun to concede from a corner there, but Rush has still got some interesting characters in it. Obviously, there's that new centre-back game mode in it now as well. So I'll show you a little bit of that next episode, not too much, because, to be honest, I don't find any fantastic rewards from it. Again, Rush isn't going to be, unless it's something interesting for us with Rush. But look, here I'm going, we're losing, so I'm like, I'll do it myself. Bernard will score. We've scored with the centre-back. But yeah, I want them to give a few more incentives. There's now that Evo Labs game mode in friendlies, which we're going to actually use quite a bit. That's the first level of Sprint Supreme done. The next level takes way too long. Absolutely way too long. I don't even think we finish it in this episode because I've only done it very, very recently where we complete it. But on this day, Glow Up arrives. Glow Up changes my entire thinking. Valerie, I understand why people are doing Valerie. He's solid. That 84 pace, 84 overall, 67 shooting, 79 passing. Iorfa, people are doing him, 84 pace. It makes him better than the Iorfa that, you know, he would be fantastic. If I wasn't enjoying using Bernard, the way I look at it for me, his play styles aren't there for me to use that on him. So I'm not going to go for Iorfa there. Palmer is really tempting. I'm thinking alternate positions. He's got that midfield. But the player we're going to have to go with, look at this. Paul Valentin. His shooting is woeful, but I think he can play right back. Defending goes up to 78. We've got Tavernier there, so I'm probably not going to play him right back. I'm not going to be able to shoot with him, but I'm already thinking we might get a present player here over Murphy, and it changes who I put in power surge then. 89 pace, 74 passing. If we can get like another sort of limited Evo that just brings some of the rest of his stats up, I'm torn between him, Iorfa, and Palmer because they all look good. But Paul at right wing would be fantastic. But then you could have Palmer. He could be a centre-back, but he could also be a midfielder. He could be a right-back. He's very versatile. So it's going to be between Palmer and Paul because they've got that. And I will... Look, this is what decides it. He's got rapid. He's got that... Is that the first touch or the rocket one or whatever? They're great play styles for... And he's going to get whip pass and jockey as well. So I think he'll be a fantastic wide midfielder there because then that opens us up to putting Vardy in the other one. And this is my thinking. We don't have to put Murphy in power surge. We can put Vardy in it. So we're going for Paul. And the reason I go for Paul is because EA promised us the ability in their patch notes before EA FC25. We were going to be able to do 2 evolutions at once. I try and do that and I can't do that. They lied to us. They lied. But we do finish a little bit better this week in squad battles. We're building this squad up and we finish in gold 1. So we're going to start with a mega pack. It's not a walkout, but there's a lot of things in a mega pack that could be worth it, like an inform. So that's just a 10k odd discard anyway. We'll try and get a little bit more. We will list him, but 10k there from our first squad battles. pack is not bad at all. There's obviously things like engines and stuff they sell for about $1.50 and catalysts, a few hundred coins. I'm going to keep them at the minute because I'm going to start applying them to some of our players, but I get about 2,500 coins there just from the duplicates, and I've listed some players. Then we get on to the players packs. 75 plus here. This is not a walkout, but it could be something half decent. This pack actually ends up being a little bit crap. It's only going to get us a couple of 100 points. This one though, let's see how we get on. Those two lines, they appeared. This is a walkout. Why isn't this on my main account? You know this is. It's the CAM, it's Portuguese, it's the Premier League. It's got to be Manchester United, which means it's got to be Bruno Fernandes. Now, Wednesday, I've got a player in the academy called Bruno Fernandes, but we can't make that leap. Oh, they've got the same name. It fits. But it's a nice, I think, oh, this a week ago would have got us a lot more coins, but I think he's about, again, probably 11k, 12k, 12 and a half. It's tempting to save him, but we'll keep putting the coins in because I reckon we can get over 300k very, very soon. And then from the actual pack that's 83 plus, we don't get a walkout, so that's what happens. We end up getting an 84 or an 83. It's better than on my personal account. I got two 83s. So the 75 pluses have been the better ones to us. We'll round things off with the preview packs this week, just for this day, on the same day as the squad battle rewards. Icardi's not bad for the Argentinian challenge, but obviously we can't use him, and there's nothing from the silver pack. But plenty to be going on with. We've started the poll. We've got the Bernard evolution to finish, the pole one to finish, and then I think, guys, next episode we have to put Vardy in the power surge, which will basically mean we've got usable players. And we might give ourselves a chance when it comes to champs qualifiers. But yes, guys, please subscribe to the channel and like this video to keep supporting the series. It's great to have all of your input as well, so let me know if there's anything you think I should do within the series. But for now, guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, do all those things, and keep watching right here on Dexterity Box.